Well. Man, we have got some news today. We are going all the way from the NBA to the WNBA to the NFL. There is a ton of news out there. LeBron James leaving the Lakers. Man, there's a huge story behind that, I believe. And I think there are some things brewing as it pertains to that situation. We're going to do an update on the Caitlin Clark thing and the Manuel Acho thing. We didn't get a chance to do that. Also, there is an update on the Terrion Arnold saga from the Detroit Lions. And not only that, but there is also some crazy news as it applies to one O.J. Simpson again. I mean, there is a lot out there, but we're going to talk about all of that coming up next on the G Sports Nation. Y'all ready? Let's preach sports. Let's go. What is going on, Mark Davis? I'm going to do that Mavs story the next time. I should have did it today, but we're going to do that Mavs story the next time. What is going on? Welcome. NFL fans, NBA fans, WNBA fans, sports fans alike. This is the G Sports Nation where we preach sports. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know the next time we post another video or go live. And yes, we are live. And man, we are going to be talking all things sports. And so, this is going to be our show for the day. It is loaded. It is absolutely loaded. We are going to talk about the Emmanuel Acho bad Clark tape. We are going to give an update on Terrion Arnold. And I'm going to talk about this on the Cowboys channel too, because we might need to talk about this as it applies to the Dallas Cowboys. But our big story for the day is going to be LeBron James leaving the Los Angeles Lakers. And the other stories as it applies to Green rejects Golden State and Olden State. I don't know if y'all heard this. That's also tied to the LeBron James story. And then, man, this story with O.J. Simpson. I know why nobody's talking about it, because it's O.J. Simpson. But this O.J. Simpson story, yeah, it probably needs to be talked about a little bit too, even though a lot of people are not going to probably blame the Buffalo Bills, but there are some people that are speaking out on this, and I want to talk about it. Then, finally, if we can get to it today, we're going to talk a little bit more about Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. Deion Sanders has some things to say about Shedeur Sanders, and I want to get to that today. So we'll see if we can within this hour, in about 15 minutes to an hour and a half. But this is going to be our show for the day. Acho bad Clark take, Arnold update, LeBron James leaving the Lakers, Green rejects the Golden State Warriors, Olden State Warriors, O.J. Simpson and the Bills, and Shedeur Sanders. Yeah. Again, welcome to the G Sports Nation. All right. Let's get into this. And we're going to lead off with our big story for today. Our big story for today, I'm sure you've already seen the headlines. LeBron James is leaving the Los Angeles Lakers. And this is one of those situations with me. I don't know where y'all are with this thing with LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers. But I really wonder if this is really a big deal to a lot of people. I really wonder if this is a big deal. Because were they really going to win with LeBron James? Were they really going to win with LeBron James? For as good as LeBron James is, and LeBron James is absolutely great, at 41. But LeBron James has never really been a defensive specialist. And in his older age, he's really not a defensive specialist. And for as much as he can still give you 25, 30 points on any given night, the question becomes with LeBron James is defense. Not only does the question of defense come up with LeBron James, But I think there are some other issues that you have to deal with when you're talking about LeBron James. LeBron James wants a lot of control of your team. He absolutely wants a lot of control of your team. I mean, come on. None of us are going to be naive. Bronny James would be on the Los Angeles Lakers without LeBron James. I mean, there's a lot of baggage that kind of comes with LeBron James. And I want you to listen to a couple of the pundits talk about this situation. But just coming from what I've seen from the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron and the whole LeBron James saga, I'm not counting the in the bubble championship. I don't know about a lot of people. I'm just not counting the in the bubble championship. And if you ask me, the LeBron James experiment in Los Angeles, it's been a failure, if you ask me. I mean, the only championship that you got out of that was the bubble championship. And a lot of people aren't counting that. And when you think about the Los Angeles Lakers, man, the Los Angeles Lakers got a doggone, man, they got a doggone, or had a doggone roster. Not that the roster was bad. I mean, you know, and the funny thing is, I forgot the GM of the Dallas Mavericks, but a lot of people were killing this guy over here in Dallas. They were killing him about trading Luka Doncic. Well, Luka Doncic has kind of lived up to maybe one of the reasons why they were willing to trade him, or the GM was willing to trade him out of Dallas. He can't stay healthy. He can't stay healthy. And the crazy part is when you think about the Los Angeles Lakers, I mean, this was an absolute failure. If you tell me, if somebody would have told somebody, hey man, Luka Doncic is going to play with LeBron James. Everybody penciled him in for the NBA championship. Oh, Luka Doncic and LeBron James together? Championship. How'd that work out? And I don't think it was going to work out. Even if Luka Doncic stayed healthy, I don't think it was going to work out. Because at the end of the day, tell me if this is where you kind of are with this. Man, LeBron James has never been a defensive specialist. Do you know who else has not been known for defense? Luka Doncic. How are you going to have both of them on the same team and they're both as great as scorers as they are, especially Luka Doncic? Luka Doncic is a generational scorer. Not a generational defender, though. And so the thing for me, when you start talking about LeBron James and the Lakers, and they said the Lakers wanted him back, but you got to ask yourself, why did they want him back? You know, these Los Angeles teams, I mean, the Los Angeles Rams are doing the same thing and have done the same thing. These Los Angeles teams, they want all the superstars. I mean, it's Los Angeles. I mean, you couldn't pay me to live out there with the tax rate and the cost of living and the millionaire tax or whatever they call it. I mean, you couldn't get me to live out there. But nevertheless, they like to have a lot of the big-time superstars out there on that coast. They love to have a lot of them out there on the West Coast. And so I think that may be more of why the Lakers wanted LeBron back than it was, LeBron, we want you back because we want to win a championship. I don't think that was the case. I don't think that was the case. Let me pull up some things. Sports Center today, they were talking about this thing with LeBron James, and it's like the opening, story of the day. And let's kind of check it out. Let me read it. Let me read a couple comments. The Real Daryl said, these players know behind the scenes what might be going down. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in just a moment, Real Daryl. Well, appreciate you being here today. Jeremy Best said, yeah, G, when you get older, you can't soar. Yeah, man, you can't that chair and play that intense defense and try to score 25 or 30 and 10 rebounds and 5 assists. You don't have the winter condition to do that like when you was younger. Yeah, man. Father Time is undefeated. I don't care who you are. Father Time is undefeated. This is Sports Center today. They're talking about this thing with LeBron James.
Seismic breaking news out of the NBA as we come on air. Brian Custer, Matt Barry, Shams Charania, our NBA insider with us. Kendrick Perkins.
What up, Big Mouse Dog?
Things down. This is the one we've been waiting for, Shams, and it happened within the hour. LeBron James has made his decision.
LeBron James has informed the Los Angeles Lakers that he is moving on. He told the Lakers that they can move on with their business this offseason because he will be playing his 24th NBA season elsewhere. So now LeBron James departs the Lakers after 8 years. He won the 2020 NBA championship there. He will now hit NBA free agency tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'm told happiness is the biggest factor in his decision to leave the Lakers and to go elsewhere. Wherever he ends up, it's about where will he and his family be happy. From my understanding, it's not going to be a money-driven decision. This past year, we saw LeBron James at the age of 41 lead the Lakers out of the first round without Luka Doncic, without Austin Reeves. But this has been a Lakers organization that has been trending in different priorities, right around Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves. And so today, LeBron James, there's a lot surrounding this decision. And whether he was going to stay or leave, he decides to let them know on the eve of free agency he will be moving on, and so should they.
Yeah, and it's funny to me when you start talking about this story. Because again, when I think about this story, I mean, were they really going to win with LeBron James? I mean, really? Were they going to win with LeBron James? Because they hadn't won with LeBron James. And Luka Doncic, I mean, I think it'll be hard to get him on the court at the same time because Luka Doncic, injuries. I mean, Luka Doncic was injured over here in Dallas too. They extended Austin Reeves, and I do think what the Lakers want to do, and I don't think that LeBron James, you got to understand, Father Time is undefeated. Luka Doncic is going to be the centerpiece of the team. And I think LeBron James full well knows that. And I don't think he wants, I don't know if he can live. Wherever he goes, I think LeBron James is going to have to accept this. He's not going to be the centerpiece. And I just don't understand why the Lakers were, I don't know if it was a wholehearted effort, but I'm just confused at why the Lakers were wanting him back. Jeremy Betts said when Luka did help the Mavs in the finals, he was the greatest strength and greatest weakness. Yep, he was prolific scoring. His weakness because he ran the offense and scored points, but the Celtics made its emphasis to attack him every chance on defense. Yeah, he's a very prolific scorer. Finally kind of got, he finally, it took him to get ridiculed by some people in Dallas, or took him to get, here's some things that was said about the guy who let him go over here, about his dad bod. It took some of those things, and now he's kind of gotten rid of the dad bod. But nevertheless, still not a great defensive player. Still not a great defensive player. All right. Let's listen over here some more ESPN, I think. And I think this is Kendrick Perkins, or Kendrick Perkins is involved in this conversation about LeBron James. Let's see what they say.
If the Lakers want to get in contact with LeBron James, they can get in contact with LeBron James. This feels like a breakup that you want the other person to do the breaking up.
Now, of course, they're talking about if he leaves, but he's already left. But this guy's kind of thinking along the same lines as me. I don't know if it was really I don't know if it was a wholehearted, like, hey, we want LeBron James, we want you to be back. I don't know if it was that.
Like, I think the Lakers are ready to move to the Luka Doncic era of Los Angeles.
I think so, too.
Whether you agree with it or not, they've been doing this LeBron James thing for a very long time.
And it didn't work.
I think part of this is the Lakers taking a little bit of pleasure in the fact that they finally have a little bit of leverage with the LeBron thing. You got to think, LeBron James has come into L.A., and everybody said, this is LeBron James' squad now. He runs this thing.
Did I not say this? See, this is what happens when you get a mega player like a LeBron James, elder statesman, 41 years old. LeBron James comes into your organization. He's going to want some concessions. He's going to want you to do some things for him strictly because he's LeBron James, world champion, self-proclaimed GOAT. I've never heard anybody self-proclaim themselves as the GOAT, but nevertheless, there's a lot of things that come with LeBron James. And I'm just not buying that they really wanted, I'm just not buying they really, really wanted LeBron James back. And to be honest, I really think it's the best thing for both of them. LeBron James is an elder statesman. He really needs to go to a team, because this is what I wish Michael Jordan would have did at the end. Michael Jordan, and people don't realize, man, people be sleeping on Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan was with the Warriors, man, people do not realize how good Michael Jordan was in his 40s. Michael Jordan was good too. But I wish Michael Jordan would have did what I think LeBron James is about to do. And we're going to talk about that as we keep moving down the chain of this LeBron James story. But I wish Michael Jordan at 41 years old, don't go to a team to where you got to help them build. Bringing in, what was his name, Kwame Brown or whatever his name was, and trying to build the Warriors. Go to a team that says, hey, Michael Jordan, we'll take you over here scoring 25 points at will per game. And you don't have to play 40 minutes a game. We'll take you over here and we'll help you get another championship with another team. But Jordan, I don't think he was really after the championship in the end. But then you get LeBron James. LeBron James, he's got to face the fact that he's not the player that he once was, and he is a liability on defense. He can't carry a team to a championship. LeBron James can't do it. He cannot carry a team to a championship. So he needs to go to a team to where they are, and maybe they're not even one player away. They're actually probably going to go to the championship whether he's with them or not. Go to a team to where you can go on there and parlay those 25 points and help them get to a championship. And it's okay for you not to be the main man. It's okay. LeBron James ain't carrying nobody's team at 41. He's just not doing it. What's going on, James? I don't think anybody's hating on LeBron James. I think some people in reality when it comes to LeBron James. And Michael Jordan could play, he could play, Michael Jordan could play in any era. But again, I wish Michael Jordan would do what I believe LeBron James is about to do. I don't think LeBron James is going to go to a team to where he doesn't have an opportunity to win a championship. Jordan went to the Washington Wizards. He wasn't winning a championship with the Washington Wizards. Did I say the wrong team, Jeremy Betts? Jordan wasn't winning a championship with the Washington Wizards. Jordan just went there, I guess, to just keep playing basketball and help out these young guys. But I don't think LeBron James is about to do something like that. I think LeBron James is about to try to go somewhere where he can win that chip, so that he can go out on top, get him and try to get him at least one more championship.
He gets to tell you to go get Russell Westbrook. He tells you guys to go draft his kid.
Yes.
He tells you guys to get J.J. Redick as a coach. And
Yep.
the Lakers have had to sit back and listen to that and say, hey,
Yep.
well, yeah, we were saying also LeBron James got you.
How? Man, come on. Does anybody believe J.J. Redick would be a coach in the NBA if it wasn't for LeBron James? It's stuff like that. You can't let a player, I don't care who they are, you can't let a player run your franchise. You just got to get the right coach that coaches that player, that can help that player to get out of his own way. Phil Jackson was one of the best things that happened to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan didn't have to run the franchise. Michael Jordan didn't have to say he wanted this, that, or the other per se, because Phil was going to try to get it regardless anyway. But LeBron James, man, J.J. Redick, that's one of the craziest things I've ever seen, that J.J. Redick is the head coach of a legendary franchises in the Lakers. That's the LeBron James effect. Bronny James playing for the Lakers. That's the LeBron James effect. Bronny James is not even in the NBA if LeBron James isn't his father. He's not. He's not. He's not even in the NBA. It's not a knock on Bronny James. But Bronny James isn't good enough to be in the NBA. He's just not. That's the LeBron James effect that this guy is talking about. He would not be in the league. And so when LeBron James comes to your team, these are the kind of things you have to deal with. Now, whoever gets LeBron James, the issue is, will they stand up to him and say, we're not doing that over here? We're not doing that. I'm going to tell you something else that's crazy about this whole thing about Bronny James.
A championship. And the Lakers are a proud organization. Now they're taking a little bit of pleasure in the fact that they have some leverage in LeBron James and his contract situation. And it would not be the worst thing for the Lakers internally, whether we take it from an X and O basketball standpoint. I think they're obviously a better team with LeBron James on there. But for the Lakers, I think part of what they want to do is just move on to the Luka Doncic era.
Yes.
They want to do the Luka. They want to do Austin Reeves. They want to build around him. And they certainly do not want to give LeBron James $50 million to come back. So for them, the easiest thing for them is for LeBron to say, hey, I'm not picking up the phone. I'm going to Golden State for $15 million. I want to play with Steph Curry. So the Lakers do not have to look
exactly
like the
what he
team
did.
that said goodbye to LeBron James.
And that is exactly what LeBron James did. It's exactly what he did. And so in the grand scheme of things, I think this is best for both of them. I think it's best for both of them because the Lakers got Luka Doncic to build around Luka Doncic. And you can't build around Luka Doncic you can't build around Luka Doncic as long as you got LeBron James right there. Because again, a lot of concessions come along with LeBron James. And so we're going to see what do the Lakers do now. How do they replace LeBron James? I mean, he was scoring some pretty good points for him, but they're not going to miss him on defense. There's no doubt about that. But then there's this other issue. Let's move over here, and we'll keep this a part of the discussion as a matter of fact. And then there's this other issue. Let me tell you what they're saying that LeBron... Boy, let me tell y'all what they saying LeBron James did, man. Man, let me tell you something. Boy, LeBron James is a shrewd operator. LeBron James is a shrewd operator. So not only did LeBron James, he waited on, because they were trying to get in contact with him for the last few days. And I don't know if y'all remember, they were saying that, yeah, man, LeBron James isn't available. But I find it to be strange, and people are talking about this. People are talking about this. Have you seen this part of the story? That Bronny James contract became fully guaranteed yesterday. LeBron waited until the day to tell the Lakers he was leaving. He waited until today. Made sure Bronny James' contract is fully guaranteed. And let me see what that contract is. I'm not sure what that contract is. But there is no way. There is no way. I can't see any way that the Lakers are going to keep Bronny James now that his father is gone. So it's fully guaranteed now for 2026. I guess this is 2026 and 2027. So this is the money that you're talking about. This is the money that you're talking about. It's fully guaranteed. I'm assuming they're talking about the 2026-2027 season, $2.3 million. I'm sorry, if I'm the Lakers, that's chump change. I am not holding on to that contract. That was a wasted roster spot. Not only did LeBron James basically make the Lakers bring in J.J. Redick, who was a part of his podcast, he also got them to get his son. And they could have there were players in that draft that were better than Bronny James. And they got Bronny James. Now, this is really chump change in these NBA contracts. I mean, go, man, pay Bronny James, cut him, let him go with his father. If you're going to truly build a team, you can't be doing this type of stuff. You need to fire J.J. Redick, let go of Bronny James, and go out there and get you a real coach, man. Get you a real coach and let Bronny James go with his father. Let's see if another team will do that stuff. But if I'm the Lakers, you got to get rid of this stuff. You got to get rid of this stuff. Yeah, I agree with you, James, but Bronny not good enough to be in the NBA. Everybody knows it. Nobody will say it. Everybody knows he's not good enough to be in the NBA. Everybody knows it. Just like J.J. Redick. We got to be real. J.J. Redick was not good enough to be a coach in the NBA. Not good enough. Lakers need to just clean this whole situation out with LeBron James and move all the way on. And if Bronny James is really that player, well, let's let him go. And let's see who picks up Bronny James. Let's see who picks him up. Let's see who pick him up, because I'm telling us, if Bronny James hits that open market, I got a strange feeling that it's going to be, it'll probably be pretty embarrassing, and what everybody really already knows will be revealed. But again, in the grand scheme of things, they were going nowhere with LeBron James. I'm sorry, they were going nowhere. They were absolutely going nowhere. Yeah, but James, I understand what you're saying, but most players of his talent level, because I watched him in college, he was not a top college player. I watched him in college. And even some of the time watching him in the pros. Most of those players that are Bronny James level of playing, they're in the G League. They're in the G League. They're not in the NBA. You don't use the NBA to get better. You use the G League to get your opportunity to play in the NBA, because he just wasn't on that level. He wasn't. But nevertheless, we'll see what happens. Let him hit the open market and let's see what happens. Because I guarantee you hit the open market, there will not be a feeding frenzy for one Bronny James. And I know something to be wrong if LeBron James goes somewhere, Lakers let go of Bronny James, and then Bronny James goes to the same team that LeBron James is on. We'll definitely know something, that it is nepotism at its finest going on with that. But again, the LeBron James thing leaving the Lakers, it's really not a big deal. You're not talking about Anthony Edwards. You're not talking about a player that's literally in their prime. You're not talking about those level of players. I mean, we're basically talking about LeBron James as in, okay, where is LeBron James going to end his career? And will he end it on a team that can win a championship? Because he can't carry a team to a championship. We already know this. He cannot carry a team. I mean, even in his youth. And I guess at the strength of his powers, we saw him do it with the Cleveland Cavaliers. But in his mid to later years, no, he required a lot of help. A lot of people don't give the Miami Heat credit for the team that they put around him. They don't give them the credit for. Kyrie Irving was an absolute beast in that Golden State Warriors series. Absolute beast in that series. So again, he's not going to carry a team. He's got to find a team. And there is talk of, I've heard people talking about the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've been pretty good. What's going on with Real Estate Vet? People are saying he might want to go home. He might want to go home, and he might want to go home and play again. But let me tie these stories in together. There's something else going on in this whole LeBron James saga.
Here we go.
There is something going on in this LeBron James saga. And where I want to go with this is, I'm not sure if y'all are up to date on this Draymond Green story. This Draymond Green story, it's getting crazier by the day. The Draymond Green story is getting crazier by the day. Draymond Green turned down his player option. I think it was around $27 million. Draymond Green turned down his player option. And this is Draymond Green in his own words talking about why he made this decision. And then I'm going to come back and tell you something that's going on here. But this is Draymond Green.
My decision to opt out was for a few reasons. As you all know, I've always taken the approach of working with the organization. I've been in one place for 14 years. It's more of a family to me than anything. You're talking people I've built relationships with over the course of the past 14 years. I view Golden State more like Michigan State. It's more like an alma mater for me, as I've been somewhere for 14 years. So when in a position to try to help better our team, to try to help better this organization, bringing my number down has allowed us to explore a little bit more, to help the books a little bit more. I am always intrigued by that route. So opting out, I think for us, it gives optionality. Joe Lacob, Peter Gruber has never been one to shy away from doing things that help this team get better. And if I can stand on that same side and have a hand in helping this organization be in a better position, I'm always willing to do that. We'll figure it out from here on what's the best course moving forward, and so I feel great about it, and, we'll see where it goes from here. But that was kind of at the heart of my decision to opt out.
Here it is again. Here's another one of these players. Draymond Green, elder statesman, another elder statesman player. The Golden State Warriors were basically going nowhere in this situation. They're not going anywhere with Draymond Green. That ship has long sailed. As far as Draymond Green, Steph Curry, that whole thing. We got, what's his name over here? We got the other player, oh man, it's slipping my mind. We got him over here in Dallas, and people are saying Klay Thompson, that big three that was over there in Golden State. Now we got Klay Thompson over here in Dallas, and I think they may be talking about cutting cutting Klay Thompson, because Klay Thompson isn't the same. Klay Thompson isn't the same. Draymond Green isn't the same. And Steph Curry is somewhat the same, but of course, Father Time is getting him too. And so Draymond Green, a lot of people got a question about, okay, why did Draymond Green reject the Golden State Warriors? And I really wonder, with him rejecting the Golden State Warriors, who's really going to be after Draymond Green? Draymond Green, he's one of these types of people. I'm not saying he's not worth the trouble, but man, you're talking about somebody that a lot of fouls, flagrant fouls. Borderline player, and old as he is, again, where is he going? Because he's got to go to a team also that's already ready to win a championship. He can't go on a team and say, yeah, I'm going to be the centerpiece of the team. We're going to win a championship. That ain't happening. That is not happening. So if he goes somewhere else, it's just basically where is he going to finish his career? Or is there something else that people are talking about? And I want to show you a meme that I saw today. Let's listen to Wojnarowski talk about this, and then I'm gonna show you a meme that I saw today. And I saw something that you posted, James, and I think this is kind of where this may start pointing towards. Let's see if this is what this is going to be. And let's move this over. This is why I'm gonna call this next segment the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors. I didn't make that up. Somebody else did. Check this out.
I'm taking the Anthony Davis thing off the front burner. I do not have data that says that that's likely to happen. Now, I could change my information could change. I do not see traction from the Wizards to want to do that. The Warriors told Jimmy Butler they're not trading him. I think the focus right now is, can they get LeBron James away from the Los Angeles Lakers? I'm taking the Anthony Davis thing off the.
So we don't have to worry about this part. LeBron James is already off the Lakers. So we ain't got to worry about this part. He's off the Lakers. So now the next part is, will he go to the Golden State Warriors? Now, as he said, Golden State Warriors are saying that they're not trading Jimmy Butler. They're not going to do that to go get LeBron James. That's not what they're going to do. At least that's what's being said. But nevertheless, this is what I've been seeing. And I was listening to the radio last night, and I was listening to some people talk about, before LeBron James had even made his announcement, and I think the picture is very funny. I think y'all going to get a kick out of this. NBA memes called them the Golden State Warriors. Because there is speculation that this is what they're trying to put together in Golden State. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I'm struggling with this bad. I'm struggling with this. Just imagine this team. Now, this team in its heyday, they probably taking championships. But all of these players are older, and one of them is injury prone. Anthony Davis, this picture fits Anthony Davis perfectly. Anthony Davis stays hurt. He is the glass man from the M. Night Shyamalan movies. He literally is. I don't know if I can remember a season that Anthony Davis has not been injured. I don't think I can remember a team that Anthony Davis hasn't been injured on. Anthony Davis going to the Golden State Warriors. You got LeBron James. LeBron James can still play, but he can't play defense. Steph Curry. Steph Curry can still do Steph Curry things. And then you got Draymond Green. And I don't really think Draymond is nowhere near what he used to be. I think he's a liability in some cases. But this is the team that they're talking about they want to put together. Draymond Green, Steph Curry, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Now, you give me this team. Let's say you get this team right. I can see a team like this getting out of the first round. I don't think they can run with some of them. I don't think they can run with some of these young teams like Oklahoma. I don't think they can run with Oklahoma. I don't think they can run with Cleveland. Real estate vet, the problem is, at least what I'm hearing, that they were saying that Jimmy Butler was not going to be traded. So far, I guess he's still on the squad. So you throw Jimmy Butler in this mix. I'm still concerned, real estate vet. What are your thoughts? I'm really concerned. I don't know, with Jimmy Butler, can this lineup win? The real question will be, can they stay healthy? Because I know one of them, if history shows anything, one of them ain't going to stay healthy. One of them is not going to stay healthy. And so, again, I could see them winning the first round. But as far as running with some true teams, man, shoot. Anthony Edwards and LaMelo Ball are about to be a problem. I don't know if you can run with teams like that and that kind of talent. They can score on them. I just don't know if they can run with them. So this is kind of what you're dealing with. They're talking about the Golden State Warriors. And I really wonder, would the Golden State Warriors do something like this? Would they do something like this? Would this team be that good? Really? Would it really be that good? Would that lineup really be that good? I'm struggling with this one, and I'm not sure if it's gonna happen. 72 Chevelle said Butler won't be back until next year. Heard the report. So that in itself is crazy. Okay, Jeremy Betts said Jimmy Butler gone. Coming off that torn knee, that ACL tear, he not gonna be right for a minute. So there it is. So with no Jimmy Butler, I mean, how do you build around a team like this? I mean, how do you build around a team like this? I mean, that is the lineup. You know they're all going to want to start. How do you even rotate them in and out of the lineup even? I couldn't go for this. I couldn't go for this lineup. I could see LeBron James trying to get back in Cleveland, but we're going to see. He loves Cleveland. Loves Chicago. I could see him trying to get back in Cleveland, but I don't know. We're going to see today, though, because, you know, I guess what they say after 6 p.m., I guess if anybody's going to try to get him, we're going to see today. I mean, if there's somebody that anxiously wants him, we're going to see today. But he can still score. But I think at his age, I think whatever team gets him, at his age, they're all going to have to understand that he is going to be a defensive liability. And while that may hold up in certain situations, I don't think it's going to hold up when you start talking about playoffs, you know, second round playoffs and beyond. I just don't think that's going to hold up. So we're going to see. Big news, LeBron James leave the Lakers. And I heard they're talking about that if the Golden State Warriors signs LeBron James, then Draymond Green is going to opt back in. And so you're going to have Draymond, LeBron, Steph. And I'm telling you, if I were them, I'd look elsewhere other than Anthony Davis. How in the world can you be serious about winning and depend on Anthony Davis? That is one of the craziest things I've heard. Anthony Davis has not stayed healthy anywhere that he's been. Anyway. All right, so let's skip back up. Let's get to our next story.
Yes! Here we go!
Yeah, I could see that real estate vet. I could see it selling tickets until it don't, especially if they start losing. But again, man, these West Coast teams, this is what they do, man. They always try to keep superstars out there. So you're right. It might be entertaining for people to see those guys together. So I wouldn't be surprised. All right, so yesterday before we got to this Emmanuel Acho thing, Emmanuel Acho gave one of the craziest takes on Caitlin Clark. And again, you know, I've been seeing some people talk about this Caitlin Clark situation, and I think some of them are saying some of the same things I said, that it's not about just protecting, and I said this the other day, it's not just about protecting Caitlin Clark when we're talking about this situation. The WNBA needs to make sure they get their officiating right so that people who want to target Caitlin Clark can't target her nor any other player. I mean, when you got a player like Alyssa Thompson with running through the league with no consequences, man, that is dangerous. That is dangerous for a lot of players. And so you don't want that kind of stuff in your league because it's not just about protecting your superstar. You want to protect your superstars. You want to protect all of your players. And your stars will be protected in the process. You want to protect all of your players. But the WNBA, you know, we talked about it yesterday. There's been some boycotts of the game. It looks like Sophie Cunningham is going to be out the next game. They're saying she's sick. There's no date on Caitlin Clark. And so this is going to get worse before it gets better. And so the WNBA really needs to do something about this. But what I want you to hear next is I want you to hear one of the craziest takes you're ever going to hear. And let me pull up a picture of Emmanuel Acho. I want to pull up a picture of him so we can get a picture of him and so we don't get a copyright strike in case some of these guys, they don't like some of their stuff being played. But we're going to put Emmanuel Acho's picture up. And we're going to play the audio of. We're going to play the audio. Yeah, let's play it. We're going to play the audio of the dumbest take. And let me preface this by saying this. I say it's a dumb take. But Emmanuel Acho may actually be saying what some of these players are actually thinking. Some of these people within the brass of the WNBA, they may actually be thinking what he's saying. And while this may be a dumb take, but at the same time, it may actually be the correct take. Maybe he's saying the quiet part out loud that nobody wants to say because of fear. But this is Emmanuel Acho. Check this out.
You at this junction in time would be better without Caitlin Clark because she is a bigger distraction than she is an additive. Caitlin Clark has gotten the WNBA over the necessary threshold they needed. Now
let's analyze this. He said
Clark because she is a bigger distraction than she is an additive.
So is that her fault? Is that her fault? She's not being distracting. But I think he's saying the quiet part out loud. Why is she a distraction? Not because of anything bad. Because she is a very beloved player. A very beloved player. And as crazy as this take is, I think what we need to look further into is there may be people who share this same opinion of this crazy take. She's a distraction. And he said, listen.
Caitlin Clark has gotten the WNBA over the necessary threshold they needed. Now,
what? He's admitting she has gotten the WNBA over the threshold they needed. So now we're going to throw away. As crazy as what Emmanuel Acho is saying, I believe that is the attitude of some of those players in the WNBA and some of the people in management of the WNBA. I think that's how they're thinking. This is crazy what he's saying. But what's even crazier is that there are people who share this sentiment.
People are watching. Now we realize, oh, there's talent in the W. Talent that's actually even greater than Caitlin Clark. And I'm not just talking about bigs like Asia. I'm talking about the Olivia Miles. I'm talking about the Paige Beckers. Hell, I'm talking about the Kelsey.
Nah, let's hold up on that player. Let's hold up on that player. There are not many players in the WNBA better than Caitlin Clark. And I said this yesterday, I'm going to say it again. How much better do y'all believe Caitlin Clark would be if her coaches who coach her would not be taking her out of the game every chance they get? Imagine if the coaching staff of Caitlin Clark would just let her loose. Just go Steph Curry out there. Hey, orchestrate the offense and go crazy out there. What would happen if they did that? I believe Caitlin Clark would be the best player in the league, or she would be battling for the best player in the league. I believe they do this on purpose. Her new coach, Stephanie, I think she does it on purpose. She doesn't want Caitlin Clark to go off. She doesn't want her to take over games. Caitlin Clark has to take over games in spite of her coach. Caitlin Clark actually could be at the top of every single stat if they would let her do it. But they're holding her back on purpose. And they know that they are. See, and this is why people are not being honest with this. There is something going on here. This isn't just about the fouls and the abuse. This is also about the way she's being coached. Who in the world calls a player a generational talent but don't treat him like a generational talent? Where they do that at? Where they do that at? It's absolutely insane. And Emmanuel Acho is bird brain on this. Bruh, You can't name 4 and 5 players better than Caitlin Clark, especially when she's being held back and they're being they get let go.
Mitchell's. Caitlin got the necessary eyes there. But now that the eyes are there, we don't necessarily need her anymore. Caitlin did.
What? I have a saying. I have a saying that I got from some of the older women, older gentlemen. They would always caution some of us to be careful how we entertain a young lady when we first meet them. You know, like I was telling my son, matter of fact, he wanted to take a girl out on the first date, and he wanted to take her over to the ball over there in Dallas, spending $300, $400, $500 a plate. And I told him, I said, well, you need to understand something. How you get them is how you keep them. If you're going to wine them and dine them and do all that old crazy stuff and go above and beyond, well, how you get them is how you keep them. And I'm saying all that to say, Emmanuel Acho has to be one of the most naive people I've ever seen. That if this is how you got the eyes on the WNBA, you think that when you take her away from the WNBA, you think the eyes are going to still be there? The eyes are going to go with Caitlin Clark. This is one of the dumbest takes. I don't know, real estate vet. I don't know if I'm agreeing on that. I think they're holding Caitlin Clark back. Caitlin Clark is that good. They're holding her back. Every chance this lady Stephanie gets, she's taking her out of the game, letting her sit for extended periods of time, won't let her do what she does. I don't know about the Aces starting 5 being better. And the reason why Clark is marketable is because she's one of the best players in the league. I would dare say she's top 5. And that's even statistically when you talk about the limited amount of time that she gets to play.
What only Caitlin could do, and we don't necessarily need her to do anymore. Thank you, Caitlin. We can take it from here.
He actually acknowledged that there are things that only Caitlin Clark can do. This is crazy.
Now you're saying that the WNBA needs to be cognizant of where they put Caitlin Clark on posters. The WNBA and the officials need to alter the rules for Caitlin Clark.
So let's stop right here. This is what's dumb on Emmanuel Acho part. And this is how you can tell that his conversation is not based on the color that matters. Money. This is why the WNBA will continue to be unprofitable, because they don't think with money. And the reason why we talked about this yesterday, they have no responsibility to make money. They have no responsibility. They are being subsidized by the NBA. And so whether they put butts in the seats or not, eyes on the television or not, they're still going to be paid for. They're still going to be paid for. Emmanuel Acho is talking like somebody who don't understand business. You want the golden goose on the posters. You want the golden goose in the commercials. You want to referee your entire league fair, not just Caitlin Clark. You want to referee your entire league fair so that players like Caitlin Clark don't get caught up in jealousy and people going out there trying to hurt her. What are you talking about? It's one of the craziest takes. But the sad part is the fact that his take is so crazy, but the fact that other people believe this.
The WNBA and opposing players need to treat Caitlin Clark more gently.
Nope, nobody said that.
Clark's coach needs to be cognizant of how she talks to her in public, because it's going to look like there's an issue.
Nope, nobody said that.
Unless we can take off our gloves for Caitlin Clark and stop trying to act like she's a messiah, the WNBA could and would be better off without Caitlin Clark, at least without this version of everybody coddling and caressing and catering to Caitlin Clark.
He got to explain to me who's doing what he's saying. He's got to explain to me who's doing what he's saying. Because who's coddling Caitlin Clark? What people are saying about Caitlin Clark is they're actually saying you got to stop allowing people to target her. Nobody's saying you referee her in a special way, but let me show you how dumb Emmanuel Acho is. James, you are a LeBron James fan, correct? James, you are a LeBron James fan, correct? Tell me if you believe this to be true. Every sport referees its superstars different. So do we believe that the NBA don't referee LeBron James different? We don't believe that the league don't referee Anthony Edwards, Steph Curry, LeBron James when he played. Michael Jordan when he played. Other superstar players. We don't think that the NBA, the NFL, when you think about what the NFL, the Tom Brady rules, the Patrick Mahomes passes, we can go down the line in every single sport, Emmanuel Acho, and we can look at how every single league actually referees a lot of its superstars. And one thing that, and people who watch hockey, baseball, soccer, I bet you they'll tell you these same stories. No league is dumb enough to allow its superstar players to be bullied, beat down, and injured. Whoo! That's bad business. That's bad business. This isn't even about Caitlin Clark. This is bad business. This man don't understand business. This isn't even a Caitlin Clark discussion, and this man don't even understand what he's saying. Do people not understand? It don't matter what the sport is, and their name don't have to be Caitlin Clark. See, Emmanuel Acho is saying this because Emmanuel Acho was never a star in the NFL. Nobody ever checked for Emmanuel Acho in the NFL. Because Emmanuel Acho doesn't understand what it means to be a superstar. He doesn't understand the business of a superstar. This is why leagues create rules. NBA created rules for the offense. NFL created rules for the offense. Baseball created rules for the offense. Hockey create rules. Go down the line in every single sport because this is not a Caitlin Clark issue. I don't care what the league is. When the superstars are hurt, the ratings go down. What? What is this man talking about?
You can't handle the truth.
This man is... Somebody need to let him go to school for football business. Nobody wants to watch your sport when all of the superstars are hurt. People buy tickets to see superstar players. Bottom line, superstar players sell jerseys. Superstar players sell television contracts. Superstar players, they sell tickets. Superstar players, they sell all of the brand stuff for your team. What is this dude talking about? And the WNBA, and I believe some of them, this is the bad part, some of them are thinking like this man. To throw away a superstar player? You need to be fired. You absolutely need to be fired because you don't understand the business that you're in. This is as much a sport as it is the football business. This is as much a sport as it is the WNBA business. It's dumb. It's not just about Caitlin Clark. If you will make the rules to where people in the WNBA can't maul any player, you don't have to make concessions necessarily for Caitlin Clark because you'll be doing it for everybody. But again, I don't know what he's talking about. He must have never played sports before because most leagues manage their superstars different. I'm sorry. I told y'all this yesterday. The WNBA and who is running the WNBA, they're in la la land somewhere. It goes to show you that the people in the WNBA are managing it like a welfare system. There's no responsibility because we're being subsidized. We're not actually making money. We can't actually come and say, this is how much money we made as in profitability. No, you're being subsidized. They don't see the value in marketing players. This is why when you look at that poster, they don't have the greatest NBA. They don't have the greatest WNBA players. This isn't even about Caitlin Clark. They don't even have the greatest WNBA players on the poster. What? What league markets itself like this? Who does this? And for people to want to throw away Caitlin Clark is crazy. It's crazy. But the scary thing is, there are people who are thinking like this. Perfectly Imperfect says, how about if they left Caitlin Clark alone and stopped hard fouling her and just play the game? Then we wouldn't hear so much about Caitlin Clark, would we? I agree. I think you hear about how good she was and how much she'd be scoring. But even that is good for the game because we got to create them rivalries. We need those Caitlin Clark and the Asia rivalries. Angel Reese. We need those rivalries. People do not understand. When Kobe Bryant scores almost 100 points, when Michael Jordan has the flu game, when you get players that have games like that, it draws attention to your league. This league doesn't understand business. She's drawing attention to the league. And when she plays, let's say she plays a team and the player is better than her, that player is going to get a lot of attention. The league going to get a lot of attention. These people don't understand business. This is their problem. They don't understand business. They just don't. Top Gun said the TV deal gets renegotiated in 2028. They will lose their money if they don't fix this Caitlin Clark thing. They got over 2.5 million more folks that have stuck around when CC joined. And Top Gun, Caitlin Clark can be the gateway to other great players coming in because they're going to go up against her. And if they are as good as her or better than her, it just brings more attention to the game. Because think about this. Everybody knew Allen Iverson was good. But what happened when he went up against Michael Jordan? When Allen Iverson crossed over Michael Jordan? Come on, man. Come on. Man, Allen Iverson, that kind of stuff is just, that's how you bring attention to your league through those type of players. You bring attention to your league through players like that, man. I don't understand what they're doing. Perfectly Imperfect. We talked about this yesterday. The NBA stepped in to stop the hard filing of Michael Jordan because why? They protected their asset. Yes. Every league does it. They did it with Tom Brady. How many rules got created in the NFL for Tom Brady? They made a rule. People don't even realize. They made a rule for Terrell Owens because Roy Williams of the Dallas Cowboys was tackling players by running up to him, putting his hand in their shoulder pad, and it became known as the horse collar tackle. And he would bring players down by catching that shoulder pad by the neck, pulling them down to the ground. He would then put the weight of his body down and pull them down from behind by the shoulder pads. He wound up breaking Terrell Owens' leg. Guess what the NFL did? They stepped in and made a rule. They made a rule. They stepped in and made a rule. And they said, we're not going to let you do that again. we're not going to let you do that to our. It wasn't just about Terrell Owens, because Terrell Owens was Mr. Get Your Popcorn Ready doing sit-ups in the front yard. The NFL said, no, we're not going to destroy our product. We're not going to destroy our product with a dirty play. That's what smart leagues do, because they make money off of players playing, not players not playing. And that's why the WNBA is not making money now, because Caitlin Clark is not playing. It's dumb. The WNBA is not making money right now because Caitlin Clark is not playing. And they're sitting around having these dumb discussions because they want to make it about Caitlin Clark. No, you got to think business-wise. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's about the league. I'm going to let you hear one more story on this. One more clip, and then we're going to move on to the Arnold update. We're going to move on to the Arnold update. I want you to hear, if you haven't heard it, I want you to hear what Dave Portnoy said. Top Gun, yes, they made a rule because of Hines Ward. Yes. But I'm telling y'all, G Sports Nation, the WNBA, I said this the other day, they are just in the, they're somewhere like 20 years behind every other league. They're 20 years behind every other league. The stuff that they're complaining about that that they shouldn't have to do, other leagues are doing it. Other leagues are doing it every year. Other leagues are doing it every year. They look at plays like Alyssa Thompson on a weekly basis. They come back and they retroactively find them. They retroactively suspend them from games. They do all kinds of stuff in other leagues. Why? Not because they make it about a player. They're making it about their product. Because it's one thing when you do that to a player that gets in a game every blue moon. Explain to me again why you would want that happening to any one of your superstars. The WNBA, I'm telling you, can tell they're not ran by people who understand business. Who in the heck messes with the product? It's crazy. All right, this is Dave Portnoy. I hadn't heard this, but I'm looking at the headline up here. And it looks like Dave Portnoy is saying some of the same similar things that I've been saying the last few days. Listen to this.
Is the WNBA so hesitant, Dave, to embrace Caitlin Clark, and sometimes feels like actively antagonistic?
Well, it's the worst marketed league in the history of leagues. They're absolute morons. That's the answer. Now, a lot of times social media will take this into a different stratosphere, because I've always said, I don't think you'll see this get politicized. I don't think it really is because she's a white girl, a straight girl, which people say, because the W has had a lot of white superstar and WNBA players. So it's not like she's the first white girl. A lot of the great players of all time, we just mentioned Taurasi, they've had great white female basketball players.
Yeah, but they have not had the effect. They did not have the effect that Caitlin Clark had on this league. And let me tell you one of the reasons why I believe that Caitlin Clark is so polarizing. Because nobody had seen a female shoot like her. She basically reminded people of a female Steph Curry. She was phenomenal. In college, Connecticut? her and that Angel Reese, and I'm telling you, the WNBA fumbled the bag on them two. They fumbled the bag on those two. This is what happens when race and preference and politics get involved. You fumbled the bag. The only thing this league needs to be worried about is the preference of money, the politics of money. Money. That's all you need to be worried about. And let this sport does what every other sport does. It unites people of different color, cultures, and creeds. Preferences. It unites people. This league is so, it's like they're 30 years behind everybody else. I mean, they're even further back than that. This is crazy work that we're seeing. They need better people to run this. They just do.
I think they felt she was anointed. Nobody has ever come into the league like she has.
Yeah.
And it's jealousy and it's, I don't know, hypocrisy and it's just not knowing where your bread is buttered is what it is. And they don't like that she has been crowned this queen of the league before she even showed up. And they want to make a point about it. And they...
You know, I can remember when Michael Jordan came into the league. Larry Bird said he was Jesus with sneakers on. I don't remember a lot of people being jealous. I mean, other than Isaiah Thomas, maybe. I mean, maybe Isaiah Thomas. But I don't remember a lot of people in this league. I don't even remember the league resenting Michael Jordan. The league, the NBA embraced Michael Jordan. They embraced him being great. They embraced him. I mean, nobody was mad. And there were players that when they went up against him, boy, they played hard. They played hard. They absolutely did because, man, I'm covering who everybody's saying is this, that, and the other. It's my time to shine. And you didn't see players other than the Detroit Pistons. You didn't see players and teams trying to hurt Michael Jordan like that. This league is poorly ran and marketed.
Continue to make a point about it, and there's pressure probably from the players to the league that, and this is brutal, that they don't want her getting a special. She gets nothing. So Sophie's right. Like, she gets treated and attacked and harassed differently than virtually every player. She's had it since she entered the league, but it is a very rough and tumble league to begin with. Like, there's other you see chippy plays and things like that, but people are watching Caitlin specifically. People are watching the league specifically for Caitlin, and you see her getting abused and no whistle and no suspensions, and you'd have quotes from team owners, from players, from the commissioner that was just asinine. They just don't want to accept how important she is. The only reason they are flying private is because of her. The only reason they have a new CBA is because of her. But somehow it's seen as a sign of disrespect to like the players that came before or whatever if you give her flowers for that.
Poorly ran league. Absolutely poorly ran league. There is no way you can be this dumb. There's just no way you can be this dumb. There's no way, man. There's no way. But I guess there is a way.
Why is the W?
I guess there is a way. It's dumb. It's dumb. And again, that's why I told y'all earlier. Emmanuel Acho's take when you first hear it, it's crazy. I mean, every time you hear it, it's crazy. But you know what's so scary about it? That what he said is exactly what some of these players are thinking. Some of these coaches are thinking. Some of these executives in the WNBA are thinking this stuff. That's the part that's scary. Emmanuel Acho said the quiet part out loud. That's what he did. He said the quiet part out loud. I don't know any other way to slice it. He said the quiet part out loud. So as crazy as it is, I think he told the truth. Real estate vet, he said, gee, you must have forgot about Sue Bird. She was my favorite player. I think she was better than CC. It's all marketing. I don't know why they're coming after her so bad. Well, I think the part of it is, and again, I don't think there's a problem with us and how we feel about players. If you feel like that, I do think we're agreeing on something though. They're coming after her. Yeah, they're coming after her because she's got a different type of popularity. She brought a lot of eyes to the NBA. She absolutely did. And a lot of them are jealous because they haven't seen a player have that kind of effect. It's the bottom line. I mean, she basically looked like a female Steph Curry out there. I mean, she absolutely did. She was like a female Steph Curry out there. Okay, let's get a couple more stories in before we get out of here. We're probably going to put the Shedeur Sanders story on the back burner, but I do want to get to these two stories before I go over here to Let's Talk Cowboys. I want to talk about this thing with Terrion Arnold. This thing with Terrion Arnold is crazy. It is absolutely crazy what's going on with Terrion Arnold. I got a strange feeling after some things have started to come out about Terrion Arnold. I don't know if y'all are following the story on Terrion Arnold, but I'm going to give us an update on Terrion Arnold. From what I can tell, there are other things starting to come out about Terrion Arnold. There are other things starting to come out. I'm going to show you a few clips, an update on Terrion Arnold. This story is getting crazier by the minute. Crazier by the minute. And hey, y'all Dallas Cowboy fans, we're going to talk about this in depth over on Let's Talk Cowboys in just a moment. Let me show you what has happened with Terrion. You already know what this means. As you can tell by the video, he got bail. And I'm gonna be, man, you know, and I'm not gonna excuse what he did. And we're gonna get more info about this as we keep watching this. But man, these young kids, we're giving these young men millions of dollars. And I just wonder who are the mentors, who are the men and the women in their life. I mean, what kind of men and women are in their life? And I'm going to tell you something about children. I mean, they get 21, 22, they already think they know everything. I mean, you give a young man that's 22, 23, a young woman that's 22, 23 a good job, and it's almost like they stop listening to their parents. And so stuff like this, you know, people sometimes start looking at the parents, but this stuff ain't always on the parents. You just get this kind of money, man, and it's your money. And so you have to be responsible enough to manage it and rely on the teaching that you've been taught in your upbringing. And I just wonder who are the people he got around him, because you can really tell that in what he did, even though those crimes are very serious, as in the charges, I don't really think he thought it through. I think he just like O.J. Simpson basically said, they stole my stuff, I want it back. And I'm not going to kill or hurt anybody. I'm just going to scare somebody and get my stuff back. Man, you can't play like that. When you are worth what he's worth and the talent that he has, you can't play like that. But nevertheless, as y'all can see, I'm going to give you a complete update on this. There's been a lot of things coming down the pike on this. He's no longer in the green jumpsuit in the Crocs.
No future court dates this time. Thank you all very much.
Yeah, he has been granted a $1 million bond. And he got the money. Yeah, he definitely got the money. All right, let's pull up the next part on this story. Okay, we already dealt with the probable cause. Hold on a second. I got quite a few clips here. Hold on. So this is what I want to show you. And I think this is going to be in another video that I got here. So this is the update on cornerback Terrion Arnold's attorney is arguing, and Arnold is being blamed by co-defendants trying to save themselves. Says the defense says multiple co-defendants have changed their stories more than once, with detectives acknowledging in court that key witnesses altered their statements. Arnold's attorneys argue the alleged FaceTime call prosecutors say connected him to the robbery did not originate from Arnold's phone, but instead from another suspect's phone. The defense also claims 18-year-old co-defendant Ariana Delval was pressured to shift blame onto Arnold and never actually saw Arnold on the FaceTime call while instructions were allegedly being given. According to the defense, both women accused of luring the victims to the apartment initially identified another suspect, Bo Kai Hilton, as the person giving directions, not Arnold. Arnold's attorney also argues Arnold only intended to confront the men he believes stole from him and never instructed anyone to assault or kidnap the victims. The hearing is still ongoing as the judge decides whether Arnold will remain jailed without bond while awaiting the trial. Well, this goes to show you, he obviously got some good attorneys. These are the bond settings, I believe. ESPN is reporting. Arnold's bond was set for $1 million. He's not allowed contact with the 6 co-defendants or the witnesses in the case. He must surrender his passport within 48 hours. He was ordered confined to his residence in Tallahassee, Florida, except when he's playing, training, and traveling with the Lions or making court-related appearances or legal appointments. So, in other words, he's going to still get to play football. And so the state asked the judge to require Arnold to wear a GPS tracking device, but his attorneys argued that he would not be able to play football with such a device, which is true. Sabella said Arnold would instead have a paparazzi monitor. If he is late for practice, ESPN will let us know. Sabella said if he violates the conditions of his bond, he will be found. Sabella said that although the charges are serious, 4 counts each of kidnapping and assault, that could bring life sentences if Arnold is convicted. I got a strange feeling he's not going to be convicted. Prosecutors are not there yet in showing a strong case for Arnold's guilt. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know if y'all saw that story about that kid over there in Atlanta and what he, allegedly did, chasing his girlfriend, hitting the cop, bumping a car. I mean, just all kinds of stuff. Well, he basically got free on that. I will not be surprised that this doesn't fly. I will not be surprised if this doesn't fly. Let me see if we can play the court thing. Let's see. Let's play this.
Mr. Riley, and I understand the principal theory in Florida. What distinguishes Mr. Arnold from those other 6 is he has no hands-on. He never goes into the apartment. There's nothing on his phone, on his social media, on his texts. What you have, the state has, to connect Mr. Arnold through the principal theory currently is the testimony of the 2 co-defendants that were facing life in prison, who this court didn't have the ability to personally judge their credibility.
Whoa! Y'all hearing this? See, this judge right here, he ain't playing. He's basically revealing that for as much evidence as they said they had, this judge is now revealing they actually didn't have the evidence that they said that they had. They don't have the evidence. There's nothing connecting him other than the testimony. Wow. There's nothing connecting him other than testimony. And testimony is changing. And I am not going to be surprised that when this is all said and done, I am not going to be surprised. If he does jail time, it'll be minimum. He'll be out by time to play the season, probably get some probation. And I guarantee you the credibility of all of the people involved and what they did, they are going to be the ones that are going to take the brunt of this issue. Because I could see where this could be one of those situations where someone steals your stuff and you want it back, and you're like, man, I want my stuff back, and you go get the wrong people to do it. You go get these friends of yours, and they're like, yeah, we're going to do it. Y'all come up with a plan. Don't hurt nobody. What's the first thing they do? Hurt somebody. How many stories, how many movies have we seen? Somebody is told not to do something. The intentions is not to hurt anybody, and then those people do exactly what they were told not to do. But again, they're going to have to come a little bit more correct than this. They have nothing connecting him, obviously, to doing what those guys did.
No doubt that that is what they said. But that's going to be a very important thing for the state to get to the fourth quarter in this process.
He used a football analogy. Yeah, you got to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
So at this stage, to grant the state's motion, the burden is higher than probable cause. It's either under 903.046, substantial probability, and no conditions regarding safety, or under 907.041, proof of guilt evident or presumption great. And as I said, we're early. We're in the first quarter. But the state just isn't there at this point. So I can't grant the state's motion. I do find probable cause based on all of the stuff that you've argued so eloquently and put together. It's complex, it's complicated, and you and the detective have done a very good job of helping me understand. I have 10 pages of notes that I wrote throughout the testimony, and I do believe I have an understanding of it. I understand your argument regarding motive. I understand everything, and I find there's probable cause. But I'm going to set bond, and I recognize that that's different than the other 6. I even heard one of the pretrial detentions on 2 or 3 of the other 6. But as I said, the distinction in those cases was that they were there. They went into the apartment. They had hands on, except for Jasmine, I believe, who wasn't there. That's right. In. But
yeah, in other words, they don't have no evidence on him. That's what they're saying. They have no evidence on him. That's basically what they're saying.
There was other testimony related to
not anything concrete anyway.
Her. So at this stage, I find probable cause, but I don't find the higher level to grant the state's motion for pretrial detention. So I'm going to deny the motion, but it's a serious case. It's serious crimes that I am finding probable cause of, and I'm going to set bond. And that bond is going to be.
Yeah, I can tell you. Y'all tell me what y'all think, man. But I'm telling you where I am on this. After I'm kind of seeing some things, and the fact that he got the $1 million bond, I got a strange feeling that this may not be what people think that it is. I got a strange feeling because let me tell you something, man. When you got money. When you got money, you can get out of stuff like this. Because I guarantee you the people who are involved, I guarantee you their credibility is going to be terrible. I guarantee you his credibility is good. Their credibility is going to be 12. 72 Chevelle, you're right, his only connection is to the other 6. And you can tell by what the judge was saying, no concrete evidence. There's no text on his phone. There's no messages. There's no emails. It's obvious they did a forensic search on his phone. He didn't do nothing. There's nothing there. And it also leads me to believe, 72 Chevelle, that there doesn't seem to be any text messages to the other 6 about any of this. And at the end of the day, see, this is what happens when you get these real good lawyers. You will not only have to prove that he orchestrated it, But you'll have to prove that he told you to do what you did. And I think this is where he's probably going to find himself getting off. They're not going to be able to prove what he did. I don't think they're going to be able to prove that he told them to literally kidnap and beat these people up. I think they're going to have a hard time. And I think those people those other 6, I got a feeling that they are going to find themselves in a predicament. All right. So let's deal with the next part of this, because we're not done. There's some more to this. So another part of this that is powerful, and I'm not sure if it's true, but this is what they reported. Nick Saban, y'all. Nick Saban, who coached former Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold at Alabama for 3 seasons, from 2021 to 2023, wrote a character reference letter to the Florida judge Sabella before today's court hearing, which played a factor in Arnold being granted bail. Y'all better stop playing. What have I been telling y'all over on Let's Talk Cowboys? Relationships matter. Relationships matter. Let me tell y'all something about Nick Saban. People in my age range, when you hear Nick Saban, you think Alabama, championships, discipline, character, credibility, you name it. When Nick Saban writes you a reference letter and tell a judge to let you out, even with probable cause, you're probably going to get out, because that's a relationship that matters. Amen. That's a relationship that matters. Nick Saban stuck his neck out and asked them to let Terrion Arnold go. Nick Saban did that. Well, I'm going to tell you something, though, 72 Chevelle. It might be Florida, but I also know a couple things about Florida, too. And when Nick Saban speaks up for you, they're going to listen all the way to Florida, too. They're going to listen. I guarantee you they're going to listen. They're going to listen. I got a strange feeling this isn't going to turn out as bad as people might have thought in the beginning for Terrion Arnold. I could be totally wrong. That's my opinion. But I don't think it's going to turn out as bad. The fact that he got $1 million bail and was allowed to still play football. I mean, I'm telling y'all something, man. And some of these people, they're football fans. They're football fans. Man, I'm going to tell you something. We're going to go back full circle to the WNBA. See, the WNBA people don't understand this. How many people have we seen commit crimes in the NFL? And some kind of way, by hook or crook, they get off? How many? How many talented players have we seen get off? We just watched the kid over in Atlanta do some, allegedly. But hey, man, we saw the video. We heard the girl's testimony. Slap on the wrist. We've seen it. We've seen it in many places. And this is the part that I was really shocked about. And I'm going to talk about this over on Cowboys. Let's Talk Cowboys here in just a moment. I didn't know this part. I did not know that the Detroit Lions released Terrion Arnold following recent arrest on 8 felony charges. I did not know this. After the judge said he could practice, obviously, Detroit let him go. Yeah. Detroit let him go. They decided to part with the former first-round pick, announcing the move via social media. Now, that makes me wonder, does he get, because his contract, fully guaranteed. Fully guaranteed. Because at this point in time, I don't think this is a morality clause issue, because they haven't proved that he's done anything. So that means that the Detroit Lions, of course, would have to go and fight the Players Association on him not getting his guaranteed money. So that $14 million guaranteed, minus the roster bonuses, he'll get that money. If there's any roster bonuses, I guess he won't get those, no training camp bonuses. But if I'm not mistaken, that money is fully, if I'm not mistaken, I saw fully guaranteed. Now, the question that I have for us, and this is what I'm going to take over to the Cowboys Nation. Would the Dallas Cowboys be interested in Terrion Arnold? Would the Dallas Cowboys be interested in Terrion Arnold? I'm hearing, I'm thinking in my mind, no. But then another part of me is saying, the Dallas Cowboys. I've heard nothing about him being a bad kid. He sounds like a kid who made a bad decision. I haven't heard that he's a bad kid. The question is, would the Dallas Cowboys be interested in Terrion Arnold? Would the Dallas Cowboys be interested? Because again, I said this before, you don't build a culture to keep players like this out. You build a culture so that if you decide to get a player like this, that you can help him change. Terrion Arnold, for what my understanding is a talent. He's a talent for what my understanding is. I mean, I think Mike Lawrence was talking about how I think Detroit traded up to get him. Traded up in front of the Dallas Cowboys to get him. I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if the Dallas Cowboys did their due diligence on this. I wouldn't be surprised if the Dallas Cowboys did their due diligence on this, and he might actually think about Terrion Arnold, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But I would not be surprised. Not only the Dallas Cowboys, man, I wouldn't be surprised at other teams. I really wouldn't be surprised if other teams did their due diligence on this. I wouldn't be surprised if they did their due diligence on this and looked at maybe, hey man, this guy's a player. I think I saw something on this that somebody was actually suggesting that the Dallas Cowboys, I'm not sure. This is Sports Illustrated again. But this is Sports Illustrated on this. Let me show you this article real quick. Make sure I take this over to Cowboys Nation. We're going to have a good discussion on it today. But it says here, Sports Illustrated is talking about it over there. They're asking the question. They're saying Cowboys and Lions could link up for trade after Terrion Arnold release. Yeah. Says with the Detroit Lions that need a more help at cornerback, it's possible they could strike a trade with the Dallas Cowboys at some point. I mean, I don't know where they're getting this from. I guess they're just kind of guessing. But they're saying the Cowboys have excess at cornerback, and we're saying we don't like the cornerback room. But I think the issue is that if the Detroit Lions were talking to the Dallas Cowboys about a cornerback, would they want Savon Revel Jr.? Because I know doggone well they don't want no doggone Deron Bland. They don't want no Deron Bland. But if they wanted somebody, who could it be? Savon Revel Jr., I don't think the Cowboys are going to depart with him. maybe Kalen Carson, whatever the case may be. But, I mean, it would be better than them pretty much getting nothing, I guess. But I don't know how all this is going to shake down. But, you know, they're talking about who is more likely to be traded. Kalen Carson. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kalen Carson. He's the only one that kind of makes sense to me because I don't think they're going to let go of Savon Revel Jr. But again, I mean, if everything clears, man, I'm not even going to insult y'all by asking the question. If everything clears with him and he becomes available, I would be willing to trade Kalen Carson for him. I mean, if everything clears, character issues and everything clears, but I haven't heard anything about character issues other than this dumb thing he did right here. So, man, we're going to see. We are going to see. This is a very, very interesting story. This is a very interesting story. All right, let's close out the show today. I got one more story for you. Let's close out the show today. There is an insane story coming out of Buffalo. There is an absolutely insane story. And I don't know, maybe some might not consider it to be insane, but I do consider it to be insane. So the Buffalo Bills are getting ready to build. The Buffalo Bills are over here about to build a new stadium. I'm sure we all are aware of this by now. They're building a new stadium. And so in building this new stadium, we're finding out that, of course, you know, they have their wall of fame. And on their wall of fame, their old wall of fame, O.J. Simpson was on their wall of fame. But now that they're building the new stadium, they want to take O.J. Simpson off of their wall of fame. I'm struggling with this. I'm struggling with this because this is a wall of fame dedicated to football. It's dedicated to football. And you're going to take him off because, now, let's think about this for a moment. I'm not telling you OJ was innocent or guilty. But O.J. Simpson was found not guilty. Now, it's supposed to be you're guilty until proven innocent. And I'm not saying they proved him even innocent. I guess even though they did in some respects. But do you try to erase what he did? Do you erase what he did in football because of what he did after football? That becomes my question. Do you erase what he did after football do you erase that? I'm struggling with that. That's a moral dilemma for me. That's a moral dilemma. There are guys in the Hall of Fame that have committed crimes. Now, what he was convicted for was trying to steal back his own memorabilia. But as far as what he did for the Buffalo Bills and what he did on the field, I'm struggling with something like this because I'm not sure that a lot of people would even be looking at them strange if they put O.J. Simpson on the wall of on the wall of fame. I think people are going to be looking at them stranger by taking him off the wall of fame. Struggling with this. And what really makes this insane is that O.J. Simpson was actually going to the games at Buffalo. When he was alive, after he got out of jail, I believe the second time, O.J. would actually go to the games. And I think he would talk to the ownership. They had no problems with O.J. Simpson, for what my understanding is. But then when you decide to build a new stadium, you wait until he dies, and then you decide that you're going to take him off of the wall of fame. 72 Chevelle said it's sports, not criminal justice. Jeremy Best said that ain't right regardless of what he's done. He's part of their history and their franchise, so what are they doing? He's a part of their past. I don't understand that part. I'm struggling with it too, man. I'm struggling with it too. I'm going to let you hear a couple of reactions, and then we're going to get out of here. This is Shannon Sharp's reaction when he heard what the Buffalo Bills are doing.
See, when things happen to them, they say, respect the decision. The 12 men and women have spoken.
Yes, sir.
But now, all of a sudden, y'all know he did it.
Yeah.
Well, hell, I know a lot of people did some stuff.
Hello.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know nothing. All I know is those men and women spoke, and they said not guilty.
Yeah.
Mm.
But listen, even with
And,
that,
and he said, what that mean? They say you guilty. Then they said, I don't know, I wasn't there. They said, OJ said, if I'm not guilty, have me my gloves back. I just said that's what he said. I don't know if he said that.
hey,
I don't know if he said it.
hey, innocent or not, you have to understand how those organizations think. You have to understand how those people.
Boy, Shannon Sharp. Boy, Shannon Sharp, boy, you wrong for that. Boy, Shannon Sharp, boy, you wrong. Boy, you wrong for that, bro. Boy, you wrong for that, boy.
The power think, yeah, he played for our organization, but to us, he's still a stain, and putting him in this new building, it ain't happening. Innocent or not.
You're right, Ocho. You're right.
It's too many red flags. I mean, for those in the chat that might be Bills fans or might say, well, Ocho tripping. No, I'm not tripping. I'm just thinking how they thinking.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking how we thinking. Like, if it was me, I understand what he did for my franchise. He'd be up there if it was me. But hell, I don't own the Bills. That ain't my stadium. I know how they thinking though. Hell no, we ain't putting them in our new shit.
I don't think anybody. I don't look. We get upset, but I don't think anybody's surprised because it's just like any restaurant, any public building. Guess what? They say we reserve the right to refuse service.
Yeah.
We reserve the right to put you up in this building or not. That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is. I mean, I'm not surprised. But you guys say you didn't see. I'm old enough to remember. If you played running back, you wanted one number.
32.
You wanted 32.
Yes.
Man, I'm telling y'all, O.J. Simpson was incredible. 2,000 yards in 14 games. The juice is loose. O.J. Simpson was incredible on the field. Unfortunately, I mean, football don't always build character. It builds character in some people, but it don't build character in people all the time. And O.J. just was nutty after football. But this isn't about what he did after football. This is what he did for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, he really helped put that franchise he's a part of them being as famous as they were. I mean, I'm struggling with that one, man. Because if you can have this standard for the Wall of Fame, then next you'll be doing it for the Hall of Fame. Yeah, you'll be doing it for the Hall of Fame. This is what they were fighting about with T.O.
Sorry. You wanted to be the juice. Now I'm not telling you what somebody told me, Joe.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what I know.
Hello.
If you played running back, you wanted 32.
Yeah.
The juice was it.
Yeah, he was loose.
I seen that, Joe.
Y'all remember he used to have them some of the man, when I look back on those dingo boots, do y'all remember what O.J. Simpson used to do? He was a sponsor for the dingo boots. Man, those were some of the, like, I can remember as a kid looking at the dingo boots with O.J. Simpson ads, and I was very disturbed by those.
I had to watch the
I'm gonna
highlights
pull one
to
up
get
in a
better
minute.
understanding on how good.
Oh, he had it all.
Yeah.
He had world-class speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Power.
What?
Speed, power, moves.
And he had a commercial appeal. Before OJ, there was no black was doing what OJ was getting commercials.
Yeah.
Movies.
Endorsements.
Car commercials.
Movies.
Yeah.
Y'all remember he used to be for Hertz? Be running through the airport, jumping over chairs. Y'all remember? Boy, OJ was it, man.
First in the movie, kissing people on TV.
Hey, remember him in the
Man, boy, hey, OJ, hey, man. OJ was different, man. OJ was different, bro. That dude was a different type of running back. And that's why, I mean, do y'all remember them dingo boots, man? That was a very disturbing ad. I don't know if this bothered y'all back in the day, but I can remember being a kid, and when I would see these ads, I'd be like, these ads are sick. Let me show you a couple of these pictures of O.J. Simpson ads. Look at this. Would this be allowed today? Look at this ad, man. What? That's what's crazy. Man, these ads was disturbing. Man, these ads were disturbing. I cannot believe that these ads were allowed and a black man was allowed to. Do we really see the connection? This is crazy. This is crazy. What? These ads. Boy, these ads were like banana bonkers. Man, I can remember seeing these as a kid. I was like, am I seeing this correctly? What? Boy, you know OJ was him. You know OJ was him. To allow a black man to run this ad on television, in magazines, back in the day, OJ was him. OJ was him. I'm sorry, but these dingo boot ads were disturbing. Look at this. Boy, this is disturbing, man. Man, mess up a kid's whole childhood showing pictures like this, man. Boy, man, this is like something belonging in porn Jeremy pants. Boy, this is crazy, boy. Boy, Jeremy pants, that's exactly what I'm talking about, bro. This is crazy work, man. Bro, this is literally crazy work. Boy, this stuff was disturbing back in the day, man. I remember seeing these dingo boots commercials, these ads and stuff. I was like, who allows this? I don't even think they would allow that today. I don't even think they would allow that today. I really don't. But OJ, man, people got to realize something about people. You know, you got to be careful trying to erase people. You know, trying to erase people from history. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's a part of their history. Man, people do not realize how much O.J. Simpson was it. This is a Hertz commercial. Hertz? Man, when you rented cars from Hertz, you knew you were paying money. Yeah. O.J. Simpson was him. I mean, Hertz can't even, what Hertz gonna do? Go back and erase all this man's stuff off the internet? I mean, it is what it is, man. It's terrible, but people do stuff sometimes, man. And man, y'all tell me what you think, man. I thought that was, I'm struggling with that story. I'm absolutely struggling with it. Let me let you hear Rob Park, and then we out of here.
Know why the Buffalo Bills are losers have never been able to win a championship and have all kinds of other things going on. This is a prime example. This is the worst of the worst, the most cowardice move I've ever seen. They didn't do this when O.J. Simpson was alive, and I don't care what you talk about all the other stuff, because I'm not sitting here trying to make it like O.J. was the perfect.
Why didn't they do it when he was alive? That's strange. Do y'all think that's strange? Why didn't he do it when he was alive?
Person or did everything right. But if you're the Buffalo Bills, I have a question for you. O.J. Simpson is still in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. O.J. Simpson is still in the College Football Hall of Fame. And he was still honored at your old stadium. Why would you do this now that he's deceased and that he's gone? It's a coward move. You should have done it when he was still alive if you had any balls to do it. And say, no, OJ, we don't care what the jury said. We don't care about anything. We don't care about the legal system and how it works in this country. And we've determined that you're guilty and we want nothing to do with you. Did they do that, Kelvin?
No.
When he was alive?
No.
And now they're going to build this new stadium. And how the hell could the Buffalo Bills have any kind of honor or ring or salute any players in that freaking organization and not include O.J. Simpson? He was the Buffalo Bills. Disgraceful. I don't know if the general manager had a press conference or that was just a statement, but they should have pressed that guy. Why now? Because he's dead and he can't fight back or say anything? And the other players are going to go, oh, he's dead, I guess. I don't know. They're just going to accept it. Hey, you Buffalo Bills players, don't accept this.
But see, this is another one of these issues that people, they're not going to say something about this because they don't want to be looked at as a bad person. They don't want to be looked at as a bad person.
Don't allow them to be cowards in the middle of the night after someone dies.
What up, C-Matt?
Guess what? If you live in Cincinnati, you drive on Pete Rose Way. You sure do. They didn't take that away. Come on, man. What are you doing here? There's no way the Buffalo Bills can honor any players on that organization, especially since they haven't won any championship. There's nobody else that ranks. Oh, yeah, so-and-so, Jim Kelly won 3 Super Bowls. No, he did not. No one's ever won anything. O.J. Simpson is synonymous with the Buffalo Bills. He was the only thing they had, one of the greatest all-time players. You're telling me the Bills are more important than the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the College Football Hall of Fame that still has O.J. Simpson enshrined? And they're going to be the ones to disrespect one of their own? It's terrible. Shame on you, Buffalo Bills. I hope you never win a Super Bowl. You losers.
Boy, Rob Parker is nuts, boy. Boy, Rob Parker nuts. C-Matt. What up, C-Matt? C-Matt, you said you never saw one of them dingo ads. C-Matt, bro, I was disturbed, man. I was disturbed, man. I think my dad had one of them boots. I think he had a pair of those boots. Because, man, people don't realize, but C-Matt, people were huge fans of O.J. Simpson. They were huge fans. And even though he dated quote-unquote white women, black people didn't talk bad about O.J. Simpson. They just didn't. O.J. Simpson was beloved by black, white, yellow, and green people. Very charismatic, very good looking. O.J. was him. I'm telling us. Man, I can remember O.J. Simpson coming on TV and one of my aunties talking about how good looking he was. Better stop playing. But again, I don't make the rules. But I just want to see what y'all thought about the story. Man, I appreciate y'all rocking with me on the G Sports Nation. Man, I'm about to head over to the Dallas Cowboys. I'm about to head over to Let's Talk Cowboys and at least talk for an hour. We got to talk about this thing with Terrion Arnold. I want to see what Cowboys Nation thinks. But again, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Until the next time, the G Sports Nation, God bless when we preach sports. Peace.